the starting lineup, but she is excited about taking on the Phoenix Mercury. Today's Scratch Report is presented by Select Physical Therapy, the official physical rehabilitation provider of the Los Angeles Sparks. And we are about ready to get underway between the Sparks and the Mercury. The Mercury are on a 4-game losing streak, regular season losing streak against the Sparks, and they haven't won since August of 2016. They're seeing if they can change the tide, and with DT3 as well as Brittany Griner leading the way, we'll see if they can change that scenario. They do get the tip, and we are now officially underway.
I love what Sandy Brondello said before the game does. I'm tired of losing to Los Angeles.
And just like that, Diana Taurasi shows that she can shoot from deep, and she is the leading three-point scorer in the WNBA.
And no surprise, and for Brian Agler, talked a lot about that at practice. We sat and watched the emphasis on don't let Diana get going early.
Nice cut from Carson, but isn't able to convert.
But the key thing there is you get Griner away from the bucket. Now, Phoenix with the push back for a layup.
So one thing which Brian Agler was saying, defensively, we have to continue to improve. Getting back into transition defense is one of those situations.
That's exactly right. And get back, that's what happened in the fourth quarter at Connecticut. I mean, it was just a blitz off make-miss steals, a bunch of turnovers by LA, and Connecticut, a great job of getting out, running, and scoring in transition.
Absolutely, Mary. He said that's something that they wanted to improve on, understanding that they can score, but they have to piece it together. Odyssey Sims to the rim, doesn't care if Griner's there, but can't convert. Another opportunity and great look by Sancho Little. Fired from Atlanta Dream, another bucket for her.
And some really terrific offseason additions by Phoenix with January, a great defender, facilitator.
That's what Sandy Brondello said to us before the game, just understanding what did she have to do in order to improve on last year. Defensively, that was one big reason. And then the returning Griner, DeWanna Bonner, and then Sancho Little. As there is a travel, too many steps by Brittany Griner in the paint.
And that's one of the things that LA did a great job at Minnesota, was causing turnovers by Sylvia Fowles, whether they just really got into her personal space, just tried to tip passes getting inside. Don't let her get comfortable.
And it's night and day on the end. One is the easy layup, and now they're adjusting, and then they create the turnover on the opposite end. Odyssey Sims with the ball.
But this is the ultimate little lineup against the ultimate big lineup.
Neko Ogwumike, yes, she can do it all, shooting the three very well so far in this season.
Too easy.
Griner going over that right shoulder. There's not much you can do to stop that without putting a little arm on her.
And you can't let her get settled that close to the bucket.
Chelsea Gray is really feeling it. That 15-footer. Free throw knocks it down.
Nneka on Griner. Essence thinking about help. Gray thinking about help.
But as you were saying, Mary, that's something that they wanted to improve on. You see from the first beginning, they had somebody that was nowhere around her. Nneka was needing that help in the paint, and then you saw how Essence Carson started to dig in and how that changes things. Now they have to figure out a way to do that without fouling.
You can see the problem already. If Griner gets that deep that early, it's going to be tough for Nneka to slow Griner down. 7 inches difference in height.
Candace now entering the game. Missed the first 3 games due to a minor back injury, and they are certainly happy to see her coming back for this team and subbed in for Essence Carson, who has done a phenomenal job in Candace Parker's absence.
Yeah, Essence has played extremely well. 15 points at Connecticut on 5 of 11 shooting. Hit a couple of threes.
Brian Agler will continuously talk about next man up. It doesn't matter who we have as long as everybody is dialed in and all in, and we saw that the first 3 games of this season. And the deposit from Elena Beard to Odyssey Sims and gets bumps and will get an opportunity to step up to the free throw line.
What's key for LA on the offensive end is to spread the floor and have the ball and bodies move, because then that keeps Griner moving. It keeps Sancho moving, and it can't focus more on, so much where the ball is, and that's what enables Odyssey to get that open look.
One of the keys for Brian Agler today for the game was continuing to move, like you said, Mary, just being able to read, cut to the basket. And you've seen 2 cuts by Odyssey Sims to the rim already in this game. Odyssey knocks it down, and see it. Bronner has the ball at the top of the key, seeing if she can get something started for her squad. Another attempt by Little, no good.
LA looking for the push off the miss.
And that's one thing, CP3 is getting to the basket. Candace Parker loves to get to the left side, but defensively, that's something that Coach Sandy Brunell said. Making sure that Sancho Little is there, one of the top defenders in this league.
Yeah, she just never gives up on plays.
Always there, always consistent. Led the league in steals at one point in her career. Can definitely do it all. Great size for her as well. A very athletic player and great pickup for Phoenix Mercury. Second opportunity picked up by Nneka Ogwumike. Pushed outside on Little. That'll be her first.
So we talked about all that size that Phoenix is showing. So on these matchups, you've got smaller, quicker guards for LA, trying to put it on the floor, trying to get some moves into some open space for shots.
You can see how they're trying to use that to their advantage. You said before, Mary, just moving and keeping the floor space, but how will they continue to do it? Well, there's one way right there. Chelsea Gray finding Nneka Ogwumike under the basket for 2.
Pick and roll, and Nneka was open for about 5 seconds.
Nice look by Chelsea Gray, one of the greats and passers of this league. A lot of people compare her to Magic Johnson and just his ability to see the floor, and she has taken on that role for this squad.
Great double team by Odyssey Sims. Read it the whole way.
Doesn't seem like they're slowing down anytime soon. CP3 for 3. Doesn't connect.
Crowd was ready to go wild on that one.
Well, this is the home opener. They're excited to be here and cheer on their LA Sparks. Bonner for 3, doesn't go. Odyssey Sims comes down with the rebound, but then gets fouled in the process.
Chelsea Gray is averaging 7 assists a game, and you can see why. Head up, beautiful vision. Nneka kind of looking around saying, where's the D? One more time. Catch it, survey, finish.
Almost surprised that she was that open in the paint, but what a pump fake. Just passing on the other side and finding her in the paint. Exactly what you're supposed to do. Gray with the ball. 3, knocked down for Chelsea Gray.
Talked about it in the open. A year ago, shot 48% from three-point range. And just a big addition, the ability to stretch the floor for LA is so important.
Right now, the score is 11 and 11. Tied up here with the Mercury. Brittany Griner has it in the paint. Another one drops for Griner.
And she's aggressive offensively, and they get her the ball almost unstoppable.
And that's been the first look in the paint, and we've talked about it constantly within this league. The bigs are here to stay, and they talked about it. Brittany Griner said this league has gone for the bigs, and you can see why they've been so dominant so far in this game. Griner with the ball in the post. Does anything change? She skips it. Half court, Sancho Little on the block, seeing what she can get over Chelsea Gray with the mismatch, drains it.
The ability for Phoenix to spread the floor, be patient, and how many possessions has Phoenix gone without Diana Taurasi touching the ball?
Absolutely, and it goes into the paint at least once for their squad. Everything has been going to the paint, and so does LA Sparks, but Candace Parker doesn't connect and then picks up the foul on that play. Chelsea Gray finding a way to knock down yet another 3 for their squad, but the Mercury have a 4-point lead. We'll be back. Welcome back to the Staples Center. The Phoenix Mercury right now have a 4-point lead after a great look inside. They've been able to really dominate, and you have Cappy Pondexter, another player that was acquired by the Los Angeles Sparks, a vet of this league.
Leilani Mitchell into the lineup for Phoenix.
And just like that, you can see how she can be an immediate impact. Coming up with the steal, doesn't go down. Elena Beard with the rebound. Candace at the top of the key. Elena Beard trying to see if she can set her squad up in their offensive set.
Bonner checking Cappy.
Cappy Pondexter happy to see that one go. Scored in the second game for this season, and that's what Coach Brian Adler wants from her. They get more offense, being consistent, looking for her shot.
She does a nice job of distributing as well. We saw that a year ago.
Griner. Can't connect.
If Griner can get that little jump hook going from 7 or 8, how do you stop her?
I'm not sure if I have an answer for you just yet, Mary, but we were watching her in shoot-around today, and she can just knock it down. I mean, turning over either shoulder, you can see how she's improved, and right now it hasn't been falling for her. Sparks happy to see that. Juana Bonner missed at the 3. Neko Glumake comes up with the rebound, and pushing it in transition is Chelsea Gray.
Doing a nice job of keeping Phoenix off the offensive boards. Just have not really been able to get their transition game going.
And that's something that they wanted to do. They were really upset on how they were being held in half court, but Neko Glumake gives you an up and under and in, knocks down another shot.
It wasn't tough enough. She kind of rotates back inside and takes it at 6'4" inside, and here goes Neka. Beautiful job of squaring those shoulders and the finish. Down the lane.
Count it. Neko Glumake, one of those players where you just watch her footwork and you're looking for some type of explanation. How does she do it so well? But she is definitely a pro when it comes to getting the shot that she wants. Converts on the N1.
All right, here we go.
It was interesting talking to Brian Agler before the game, and what he told us was Neka's maturity, how she just continues to get better, and her ability to stay in the moment has really impressed him so far this season.
And just like that, there's a jump ball. You saw there was lack of help earlier in the first period, but then Neka Glumake comes over to Candace Parker. And you can see there, doubles down. They're not going to allow her to just get any look she wants. Neko Glumake with the nice tie-up.
That's exactly what you'd have to do with Griner. It is all about the timing on it, because the passing ability of Griner has improved dramatically over the last couple seasons.
Phoenix gets the tip. Tip out of bounds, and they'll get on the side.
Sluggish start for the LA Sparks, but defensively you can feel them starting to kind of catch some rhythm and doing a better job of defending.
It all starts with the communication. Right now, Brianne January letting it fly from outside. She could definitely knock it down from 3.
Just a veteran really understanding time and situation. Shot clock almost running out, and she gets the shot up, a big 3.
Andy was telling us before the game, she just allows more offense. I want about 5 players that are going to be scoring in double figures. Brianne January, one of those options. Nice save from out of bounds, and then Raquana Williams finds Cappy Pondexter underneath for 2.
This is where LA, the improvement from the bench, Cappy, Raquana.
And January on the floor, trying to see who's coming up with the foul there, but right there, 1 second on the clock, time and score, as you said before, Mary, and gets the bottom.
Spent her career at Indiana, won a championship, traded to Phoenix, and what a job. Now also an assistant coach for Charlie Turner-Thorne at Arizona State. But the way she defends, the mentality, this is a team that has really, they made the decision, we've got to get better on the defensive end.
She's definitely that player you want on your roster. You want to improve in that department. Second chance opportunity picked up by Brittany Griner, passing it out. Turner for the 3. Doesn't connect. Neko Glumake comes up with the rebound. Odyssey Sims pushing it in transition. A little too fancy, just bounces right off her foot, but Candace Parker giving her a pat on the back, saying, you got it.
Candace Parker guarding Griner.
Griner with that top of the key screen and no help on that pull-up, and 2 more points for Phoenix.
LA goes behind the screen and into that gap. January just steps right up and knocks it down.
Now Candace with the ball. I want to keep your eye out on her just to see if she's grimacing at all with that minor back injury that she had that kept her out for 3 games. But so far, she's moving. You haven't seen a lot of grimacing faces, but she wants to get going soon. But it's good to see her out there so far.
This is something we haven't seen so far this season. Nneka in some early foul trouble. That is her 2nd personal foul. And on that really tough road trip at Minnesota against Sylvia Fowles, to Indiana, and then to Connecticut with all that young talent in the post, she was able to play pretty foul-free.
And you'd have to think if it's almost of a discipline, returns Candace Parker to the lineup. And do you have that relaxed mindset, knowing that you have the backup there? Before, it's like you have to be disciplined in what you're doing because there's not much help getting to the bench when you don't have that many pieces in the paint.
Yeah, Brian Egler made it very clear heading into the first game. You cannot get into foul trouble, and that's the mindset she had to take on that entire road trip.
I love the tweet by Brian Agler. He said, yes, you look like an AAU team. We have 12 guards and 1 post, but we're winning games, and that comes down to just making it happen. Nneka Ogwumike was a huge part of that success. Candace Parker finding a lane, turns it over. Turner in the passing lane, pushing it up the floor. Turner finds Griner, doesn't connect.
Aquana inside, playing the rebounding role.
All right, let me hear everybody say this.
We have to talk about Raquana Williams, and what she's been able to do is improvement on the defensive end. Really buying into Brian Adler's system and has gained the trust from him on that side. Candace for 2. Back, no problem.
So on the switch, Griner is with Gray, and the ability of, off that switch, get the ball to Parker and let her go to work.
And why not? Game going back and forth, 21-20. Phoenix Mercury have the lead so far. We'll be right back, right after the break.
Nneka Ogwumike off to a terrific start here. Just kind of fades corner, knocks down a big 3. Really helps stretch things on the offensive end. Slip, catch, looks around, where is everybody? No crowd, 2, and then goes to work inside. And that is just vintage Nneka, midseason form.
Time and time again, we talk about everything that she can do for this squad, and she does everything early. It's what she does when she doesn't have the ball. Screening, cutting to the open space on the floor, finding a way for her teammates to find her chest in the numbers. And it works well for them so far in the first period. Let's see if we can start off on the second period. The Sparks have the ball. Sims looking for Samuelson, but turnover, none other. Sancho Little in the lane, comes up with 2.
The unappreciated in many ways, Sancho Little. All the things she does to make a team better. A dangerous pass, and she makes LA pay.
One of those defenders, you have to second guess if you want to pass on that side because she does so well with reading the lanes, but there is a foul called there with
just a dangerous pass across the top. Odyssey Sims, and Sancho Little just steps in front, and it is over. Carly Samuelson, number 44, seeing her first action here at the Staples Center as Candace Parker sits and gets some rest.
We'll be monitoring how Candace Parker has been able to do so far the first game for her back.
I think, Angel, it's important for us to keep in mind, this is her first game, so there's some catching up to do. Get yourself into game shape, get in tune with your teammates.
Able to sit in on practice yesterday, and every time she went up for a move, it was easy, easy.
Yeah, you heard a lot of
shooting.
easy. That's exactly right.
23-22 right now. Phoenix Mercury have the lead, 9:15 on the clock.
Well, they're going to get Elena Beard there with the foul, holding Taurasi. And again, Taurasi, we are used to seeing her as the center of the universe, as the sun and everything sort of revolving around her. It's really the floor's been spread. The ball has been moving, and, you know, it's lurking out there, though.
I mean, she was red hot starting this game, knocking down the early 3, but it comes down to player personnel. And right now, the Sparks were having some trouble defending on the inside as you see them going back to Little in the paint, and the foul is there.
Beautiful job by Chelsea Gray getting into that early help and pinching the post. They get her for the foul. Last year against Phoenix, LA 6-0. They won those 3 games in the playoffs. LA averaged 86 points a game against Phoenix and only gave up 73. But as Brian Agler said to us, this is a new year, and this is a very different Phoenix team. It just doesn't revolve around Diana Taurasi and Griner anymore.
That's exactly why you saw the transition that were made in the offseason. We talked about Brianne January and the veteran that she is for this squad, and being able to knock down shots for her spot, as well as Sancho Little. There are a lot of teams in this league so far that have been able to surprise a few teams, and we've seen even how the Connecticut Sun have been able to step up and get some big wins too.
It's Carly Samuelson, great shooter. Did very well at practice yesterday. There she goes.
What a take by Chelsea Gray. Getting to the rim and finishing. She just makes it look easy.
She really does.
Nice pass by Camille Little in the paint to Duana Bonner. Knocks it down.
Second year with Phoenix, moving well without the basketball. Good pass out of the double team.
Odyssey Sims picks up the foul there, pushing off Brianne January, but what a play by Chelsea Gray.
And a nice screen by Nneka just to buy her some time. Watch Nneka just kind of hold off Little. But when you've got Bonner on you, you got to use that quickness and get yourself to the rim.
And to your point, it's Nneka and the attention that she has in the paint. She's drawing bodies to her, and so Chelsea Gray saw the advantage, gets to the rim for the 2. I won't say easy to, but it was nice.
And a good time to drive when Griner's on the bench.
Point made. Sancho Little, 15-footer, got it. 29-24. Phoenix Mercury out front so far in the second quarter.
Sancho Little, 34 years old. Off to a great start in this one.
I'll tell you what, by Duana Bonner and her being able to snap back just as easy as she could after the Twins, and then what Sancho Little has done. We need to know the diet plan, what's going on, or we need to join the workouts. That would be nice.
You were talking about getting involved in some of the LA workouts. We may have to send a camera crew to that.
To be determined. I'll let you know how that goes. Gray to Nneka. Count it.
Doing your work early. Nneka in perfect position. The ball delivered. Turn, face, put it away.
Chelsea Gray knows exactly where she wanted to go with the ball from the very beginning. And Nneka Ogwumike is always a nice option. Duana Bonner with the ball, trying to see if she can make something happen. Little doesn't connect on the 3.
It's so important when you're going with smaller lineups that your guards are focused on rebounding.
Chelsea Gray with a nice penetration and kick to Odyssey Sims, finding a spot on the 3-point line and knocking it down.
It's an area she's improved upon, and it is really going to help this team if she can make shots like that consistently.
Consistently efficient from the floor. One of the most efficient players on this team so far. Second look for Sancho. Connects. It's what Sancho Little does. Coach Sandy Brunello was telling us it's not on the stat list. It's what she does. She's hustling. She's getting the steals. She's doing the little things in order for us to be successful. You could see there in that second chance opportunity why it counts, and we're trying to see if this is going to count for Chelsea Gray as she gets fouled getting to the basket.
She's letting you know what she thinks. Brian Agler, same.
Well, she knows a thing or two about getting to the basket and finishing.
Puts it on the floor. She attacks Bonner. Beautiful finger roll.
Count it.
Basket was good for Chelsea Gray. Ogwumike checks out. Candace Parker back in for your Sparks. And at the line, shooting 1.
Parker back in. Nneka will sit and get some rest. She didn't see much rest on the road trip. Averaged 37 minutes a game.
Chelsea Gray just does such a great job getting to the rim. You can see there she knocks it down after that free throw. See how they're going to respond for Phoenix Mercury. Griner at the top of the key.
Yeah, you put Griner back in.
Little. They haven't found an answer for Sancho Little so far. That is taking advantage of that outside shot, but she's getting points from everywhere. Steals outside and in the paint. Sims looks to the rim.
What a combination they are in the backcourt. Chelsea Gray, Odyssey Sims.
Timeout from the Phoenix Mercury bench right now. 34-33. Sparks have the 1-point lead with 5:59 left on the clock. Right here, Sims showing how she gets it done at the rim. 2 points added to the stat line. Welcome back to the Staples Center. Phoenix Mercury right now have the ball. 1-point game, and Diana Taurasi, not a surprise. She wants to get involved early. Another second chance opportunity. Leilani Mitchell comes up with the ball.
LA happy to see Sancho on the bench. 5 of 5 in this quarter. Is she on the floor?
Sancho.
Yes, she is. 5 of 5 in this quarter. 10 points in the first 4 minutes.
We've talked about it time and time again. Her running through the passing lanes, her doing her work early and finding the spots. They have been laying back off of her, trying to dare her to take that outside shot, and she's made them pay every single time. And that's why that's a player that you want in that starting 5 for the Phoenix Mercury. She's done an outstanding job in her first season with the team. Chelsea with the ball, passing around the perimeter. Cappy Pondexter.
Yeah, Griner goes right through Beard.
Mercury foul going to be charged to number 42, Brittany.
And it's those inadvertent fouls that just, you know, kind of drive Sandy Brondello crazy. You know, just there's no reason. Just pay attention. You're too valuable to get into foul trouble on those kind of fouls.
Valuable indeed. That's the second foul for Brittany Griner. Trying to break through on that screen.
4th team foul on Phoenix.
Parker knocking down the 3 for her team.
And that's how you beat Phoenix. You bring Griner away from the bucket. Make her guard you up top. Right back at you.
Tit for tat. Brittany Griner saying, I can do it just as well. Getting to the basket and one. Gets another look at the free throw line, as you can see here.
Well, it's no surprise. She's sprinting down the floor, and she's getting to that spot and putting her hands up and saying, give me the ball.
Just casually walks back to the free throw line like, I do this.
But not much you can do defensively if you let her get that early position with all that length. Nneka back on the floor quickly.
See if they can find an answer in the paint. If not on the outside, they give them the outside shot because they were scoring in the paint so far. Sancho Little hits the outside shot as well as Diana Taurasi. Now they're continuing to get back in the paint. Chelsea Gray with the lane and count it. 2 points, easy look at the rim, and she takes it.
Just such a nice job of just continuing to probe. You don't have to run the play if you can score like that.
High level, high IQ, knows when and where, change of pace. And look at the help for Candace Parker, changing the look on the inside, guarding Griner, pushing the pace in transition. Finds her teammate, Nneka Ogwumike, on that second try. It wasn't pretty, but it still counts.
And that is just vintage, isn't it? CP3, Nneka.
I loved what Candace Parker was saying about Nneka Ogwumike. Just, I'm going to pass it in her area, and I trust her enough that she's going to come up with the ball. Candace Parker going for the steal. Griner getting to the rim. Doesn't come up with the ball, but gets to the free throw line. Chelsea Gray, the in and out there.
Exactly right, and you can see Sancho kind of step in and then go away and then stay inactive on the defensive end. And keep your head up.
How versatile is Candace Parker right there. Nneka, oh, I didn't see it the first time, but I got you back, Candace Parker.
I like Nneka with the peripheral vision, like there is a ball out here somewhere.
Griner knocks down the first free throw. We're back next Sunday for another rivalry showdown as the Sparks host the Minnesota Lynx. Don't miss out, Sparks versus Lynx next Sunday at 2 p.m. right here on Spectrum Net Sports Net.
Minnesota again already. Last year they didn't play till July.
One of those teams that's on the schedule for the Sparks 4 times on their schedule. And as you said before, meeting them twice within the week, they had the home opener 77-76 win at their home court. You got to think, even with a short bench, short-handed, and they would be able to do that. And then also talk about the 78-90 final. Minnesota lost to the Mystics. That's another game that's very impressive for the Mystics.
It's going to be an interesting week as Diana Taurasi tees another one up. Oh, she's got the softest touch for distance.
Well, she has over 1,000 three-pointers. That's more than any NBA or WNBA player, and I would say you would definitely have to find her from the outside.
You know what's interesting about that, too? She only played 8 games in 2012 because of injury, and she didn't play in 2015. And she still has the numbers that she has.
There, you said it from the beginning. She's the GOAT. When it comes down to that, she just finds a way to get it done. One of the most prolific scorers in this league. Softest touch, makes it look easy. You see greatness in her shot.
Now just get back to Minnesota. So they lose at Washington today. LA will not play until a week from today against Minnesota. But for Minnesota, at Washington today, Tuesday at Atlanta, Friday home against this Phoenix team, and then Sunday in Los Angeles. That's the schedule, the compressed schedule this season. At some point, it's going to happen to everybody. It just happened to Indiana. I think they had 5 games in 8 days.
Candace Parker is really stepping up in this quarter so far, has 5 points. 43-40 score. Sparks up by 3, about 3 minutes left in the second quarter.
The challenge by Nneka.
Picks up another foul, but she wanted that bad. See there in the Luana Bonner, that is her 3rd foul.
She may have had all ball, a lot of body.
I'll just say this, look it in my direction, but you know what? That is the 3rd foul nonetheless on Nneka Ogwumike, and that's something that was frustrating her. You can see now Essence Carson checking in. We'll see who she's going to get, as well as Chelsea Gray. For Aquana Williams and Nneka Ogwumike. Lineup so far for the Sparks: Odyssey Sims, Chelsea Gray, Elena Beard, Candace Parker, and Essence Carson.
And an important final 3 minutes of this second quarter as you head into halftime. Nneka now on the bench. Candace, the only big that you've got on the floor, and all that size for Phoenix.
So what do they need to do here?
Spread the floor, look for some passing angles, the switch. Gray tries to take it at Griner, and Sancho's going to get that foul on the trip.
When all else fails, get the ball to Chelsea Gray. 43-42 so far. 1-point lead by the Los Angeles Sparks. Don't go anywhere. We'll be right back.
Sancho Little has just been dominating in this second quarter. Running the lane. Great hands. The big against Gray takes it to her. The 5th overall pick in 2005 by Houston in her 14th year. Shooting 62% so far this season. She's been the game changer here for Phoenix.
Game changer indeed. 6 for 6 so far from the field. As you said, 12 points. Has been perfect and has been poised for this group.
No, really no surprise. All those years in Atlanta.
Able to watch her in Atlanta and what she was able to do with that squad. And she said, I ran my own defense. I just made the plays that I needed to make, but there is an offensive foul right there against Leilani Mitchell.
Now they're going to get her for that back screen.
First foul on Leilani Mitchell.
Mitchell on Sims. Bonner on Gray. The matchup to watch.
Sims. Candace Parker with Griner. She can get something in the paint. doesn't connect, but who else than Elena Beard coming up with the second chance opportunity. Carson for three, count it.
You know, we were talking yesterday at practice how impressive Essence has been, really taking the game on the offensive end as it comes to her. Defensively, we all know what she can do.
What you love to see if you're Brian Agler, knowing that the confidence continues to grow for Essence Carson. But talk about the confidence of the GOAT with Diana Taurasi getting to the paint.
You know, in years gone by, we would see a whole lot more of Diana putting the ball on the floor. You don't see it so much, but there she draws the contact and gets to the line.
And that's why she's so dangerous, Mary. You know that she can shoot it from the outside, so you have to pick your poison. Right here, on one of the best defenders in the league, last year's Defensive Player of the Year, Elena Beard, but still finds a way to connect. Steps up to the free throw line for one.
He's with all that emotion. A lot of family, her mom and dad are in the house. Grew up here in the Los Angeles area.
2 minutes remaining and a half. 2 minutes.
You always want to play well at home. We're going to get Parker.
Illegal screen at the top of the key on Parker, and Dewana Bonner was able to sell it very well.
She sure
didn't take
did.
very long.
That's her third
The handoff.
Phoenix basketball.
I don't know. But you're right. She did. She fell hard.
We're in LA. Little has been outstanding so far in this game. The top of the key, Griner with the ball. See if she can isolate on the baseline against Elena Beard. Doesn't connect. Candace Parker with the three.
But again, Griner's so far away, it opens up some opportunities for offensive boards. Just chase it down.
You can see now the team is cutting, slicing to the basket, seeing what they can get if Candace takes that outside shot. That doesn't go. Griner with the rebound. Dewana Bonner doesn't connect, and you can see the pace of this game so far. A lot of the outside shots outside of DC3 get into the basket. Odyssey Sims to Chelsea, couldn't find anything, so they're going to reset.
Outstanding transition D by Phoenix.
Knowing that that's a strength for the Sparks, they have done an outstanding job, but you got to make sure you complete the play. Essence Carson knocking it down.
Had off-season surgery on that elbow, and she just looks like a different player. Her confidence shooting the ball. There is just no hesitation.
They're going to see if they can right this ship for the Phoenix Mercury. They take the timeout. 5-point lead by the Sparks so far with that run, getting out in transition, as you said before. And what have they been doing so well in your eyes so far late in this quarter?
Well, they did a nice job of getting over the poor start and really starting to defend much, much better on the defensive end. And offensively, just move the basketball. Find where you have the advantage and find the hot shooter. Carson makes one, get right back to her. But you need, it's all hands on ship. Nneka's sitting out. She's not going to go back in until the third quarter. So if you're open, you got to take it.
As you said before, Brian Agler, he can get up and draw up for his team, but it's been next person up. No excuses for this squad, and Chelsea Gray has been phenomenal so far in this game.
Well, she really does a great job of running the show, but she's a scoring point guard as well. The head up, does a nice job of finding angles, keeping the floor spaced, so confident shooting the basketball. But you talked about it, just fearless when she puts the ball on the floor and finds a way.
It's hard to stop her when she puts the ball on the floor. So solid, has been able to do a lot of good things in the offseason. She said, I wanted to drop a few pounds and make sure that I'm at my best this season. You can see how she's changed. She's excited about what she can contribute. This is one of those years where it's a revenge year for them. They lost in the last game, Game 5 against the Minnesota Lynx. They were able to go there and get the win and bring it back. They will see them next week as well, but it's what you're doing in that offseason. Set yourself up, and you can see how serious they are to complete the job.
Yeah, again, when we talked to Sandy Brondello, one of the players, she talked about Sims, but she said about Chelsea Gray, I'm a big fan. I just love her intelligence on the floor. And this is Sandy Brondello, who's going to be the Olympic coach for Australia in 2020. She knows a good player when she sees one.
Diana Taurasi finding Griner. You can see they're really trying to pick their poison right there, getting the ball to Griner on the inside, and it's tough to bring more help to Diana Taurasi and Griner when they're on the same side.
Exactly right, and Griner, when she's on the move, so you have to continue to locate instead of just going and finding her in that low block.
I am correct. That might be Candace's fourth.
Griner averaging 20 points a game so far this season, 7 rebounds, close to 3 block shots. And when she wants to dominate, she dominates.
Confidence continues to rise for Brittney Griner. She knows what she brings to the table. Defense is definitely one of those, but going over either shoulder, something she's continued to work on, especially in that shot, and so far so good for Griner in today's game. Sims with the ball. Chelsea Gray sees an opening, but none other than Elena Beard. Another second chance opportunity. She finds her way to the ball on those rebounds off the rim.
In a game like this for Griner, there's no rest. I mean, she's chasing all over the floor, people driving. Great job to finish the half with Nneka on the bench with a 6-point lead.
Next man up, no excuses, as you say, Mary Murphy. It comes down to just making a play. Odyssey Sims did just that so far. Los Angeles Sparks 52-46 with the lead going into the half. With the score at halftime, 52-46. We'll be right back with an interview with Nneka Ogwumike right after this. Well, last week we saw the Sparks really take it to him, and Chelsea Gray reaching in her bag of tricks to finish off this game at the buzzer, 77-76. To finish off, and what a take, as we said before, Mary Murphy. I mean, if only this series went to Game 6.
Well, exactly right. I mean, you beat Augustus Brunson on the help, Maya Moore with a flyby two-handed block attempt, and then Fowles is rotating over, and you still make the shot.
You can never count Chelsea Gray out when she has the ball. But guess what? You get to see that again, guys, if you're looking forward. We're back next Sunday for another rivalry showdown as the Sparks host the Minnesota Lynx. Again, don't miss Sparks versus Lynx next Sunday at 2 p.m. right here on Spectrum Sportsnet.
We expect Jantel Lavender to be back and in uniform. Expect her at practice on Tuesday, so it will be a very different look come next Sunday against Minnesota.
Candace Parker getting her legs under her after missing those 3 games and still getting into a groove. Been a little rusty so far in this game, but it's good to see her out there and being able to contribute. That's always a good sign. But as you said before, Mary, for this team, next person up, everybody's been able to handle their own. The one thing you want to keep your eye out on is the foul trouble between Nneka Ogwumike and Candace Parker is on the bench right now with 4.
They're limited as far as big options. It's all about small ball right now for Los Angeles. It's working out okay.
Chelsea Gray rises up. Doesn't connect. Sancho Little with the rebound. So right now, Sparks have a 6-point lead at the beginning of the third quarter, right after the break. See if they can change the tide. And what was working for them before was getting into the paint. They go to Sancho Little early. Nothing there.
Great job stepping into the passing lane by Beard.
That's just what she does. Beard just finds a way, and Nneka Ogwumike again. A little physical inside between Nneka and Sancho Little in the paint.
But what happens in transition is here comes Gray. Griner's got to pick her up, so that's going to create some space, and you could see where then it's 1-on-1, Nneka and Little with the foul.
That's one of the things that Nneka Ogwumike does so well, running the floor, how versatile she is, and can just get up there almost like a guard. Takes advantage of it. Chelsea Gray sees a lane, passes it off to Essence Carson for 3. She knocks it down.
Again, the confidence that Essence Carson is shooting the ball. No hesitation. Get your feet set. Let it fly.
Absolutely. She saw that someone was going to the corner just in case she made the pass, but was able to knock it down. The look for Sancho Little doesn't fall from the top of the key.
And these guards for LA doing a great job of boxing out. No second opportunities.
Couple of looks on the inside that don't fall for the Sparks right now. Deanne January finding Griner in transition. There is a block called.
That's one of those, what else can you do? Beard just trying to sneak in there and maybe get the call.
Third foul on Elena Beard. Wrong place at the wrong time. Brianne January finding Griner, the streaking to the basket. Not quite. Close. No cigars.
Beautiful pass from January. Just kind of drops it right in.
January with the ball. Another look on the block from the opposite side for Griner. Doesn't fall for her, but as you said before, when those start falling for Griner, it's going to be a different look for their offense.
Well, you could see the late double. Carson didn't quite close it down, so if she's got the opportunity to turn, she's going to make those most of the time.
As she evolves, so does their offense. You can see how it's not just stagnant on the block and see what she can do. Now it's cutting across and seeing if she can get that flat screen and then go to work. A lot of movement in their offense. Chelsea Gray, baseline. Up and under. Doesn't find anything. Neko Gumake on the three, though. Doesn't connect.
Got Bonner and Griner just looking down on her going, come on now, kick it out.
I don't know. After that buzzer beater against the Lynx, you could think that she could finish in some type of way in the paint. Essence. To beat the buzzer, doesn't fall for her. Diana Taurasi with the ball. Another look on the inside. Essence Carson once again playing that 4 spot, guarding Sancho Little. Comes up with the deflection. Right now, Sparks have the ball.
Just flying around defense, isn't it? The Littles by LA. May have traveled by Gray. No call. Griner got poked in the face.
A lot of bodies going in different directions. Griner still on the floor. We are going to go to the monitor to see if there was any foul there outside of what we can see her on the floor right now. They're signaling a technical foul on Beard. Bonner.
Oh, her own teammate.
Right there.
Well, it had to be a taller player. There was just no way that one of those shorter 5'9" LA guards was going to be able to get that high, but it is Bonner at 6'4", clocks her own teammate.
So not much to look at there, but Beard signaled for the technical foul for...
Beard was expressing an opinion and got a tee. And I'm not sure I've seen that before. Great. Beard doesn't get a whole lot of tees.
Not very often, so it's very interesting to see what was said there and why. I think it was more of she was trying to explain what was going on, that it wasn't her player. And it has started to pick up on the physical aspect inside the paint. We saw Sancho Little as well as Neko Gumake going at it, and as long as they can clean it up.
Oh, a loose ball foul on Chelsea Gray is the call.
Also, there's a technical foul assist to number 3, Diana Taurasi.
So correction, the foul is on Diana Taurasi. And they're looking for the loose ball foul also on Chelsea Gray. So that's what the officials are at the monitor right now checking. And as you can see there, the inadvertent elbow to the eye of Griner, but that was by her own teammate in DeWanna Bonner. So
we're trying to see whose possession it is. Well, it's our first review of the season here at Spectrum.
It's a lot going on in our first review.
You cannot have a hostile act against your own teammate.
That's something to look at in the rule book. Page way in the back.
A good start to this third quarter coming out of halftime for Los Angeles. You build on the lead. Griner is up. She looks fine. DeWanna's like, sorry.
And as you said, 9-point lead by the Sparks right now, about 7:20 left on the clock right now. You can see the replay going.
The good thing about Los Angeles when you have these long reviews is DJ Mowski gets it going and gets the crowd up and at him.
It's a special knack for this. He just gets it done. One of the best entertaining arenas you can find in the W, especially because you have one of the best DJs, DJ Mali Mao.
Let's watch Taurasi and Beard when this play ends.
She goes down. Just a bump. That's why we thought the technical foul went against Elena Beard at first, but it was actually Diana Taurasi going at Elena Beard. A lot of talking, a lot of chirping going on right now by Diana Taurasi.
She's good with the "are you talking to me?"
Yes.
But does it really take this much time?
Fans are getting a little antsy, ready to see their team continue to play. As we said before, 46-55. Sparks have the lead right now. Neko Glumake has had an outstanding first half, has continued to do so in the third. Candace Parker still on the bench with the 4 fouls, but the Sparks happy to have her back in the rotation.
It's like having a second halftime.
There you go. Where's the water?
And there's the politician amongst them. That is NECA. Sandy Brondello getting the story.
As long as there are no more halftime performances that we should expect at this point, I say we get this thing rolling. Everybody is excited to see their team.
Everybody's talking to each other. Different refs are having different group discussions.
It is Memorial Day weekend,
right.
So people are probably making plans. Who's going to bring the potato salad, the barbecues.
Wow, a tee on Diana Taurasi, a tee on Essence Carson, and a loose ball foul on Chelsea Gray. I'm not sure I saw all of that happen, but we are back to action.
I'm excited about that. So far, Phoenix Mercury have the ball passing around the perimeter. Diana Taurasi and Elena Beard still going at it. A lot of physical play underneath the basket. January finds Griner in the paint. Doesn't connect, but who is there to clean up that play? Dewana Bonner right under the basket on the left side.
You got to grab the ball. You can't try to dribble it out.
Finishing the play, grabbing the ball and pushing it out. Missed opportunity, but when you have a passer such as Essence Carson, oh yeah, and Chelsea Gray finishing for another one.
Well, that was her Steph Curry move inside, away from the length of Bonner.
I think at this point, Steph Curry could learn a thing or two from Chelsea Gray. Dewana Bonner at the rim doesn't take it, but Sancho Little, time and time again, finds herself in the perfect position and scores another basket.
Just stayed with the play. LA doesn't get Little boxed out, and Sancho makes her pay.
Elena Beard at the top of the key still. Chelsea Gray on the floor. Essence Carson and Neko Glumake. Odyssey Sims with the ball right now. Finds Neko on the dive in. Doesn't get the basket, but definitely steps up, and she'll be able to get the 2 free throws.
Neka's lost a contact.
It's always the contacts. I believe her sister lost a contact in the previous game, too. This whole ordeal there. I think so. It ended on somebody's shoe, maybe. That's never good.
Never good. Neka's so effective on the move. Get Griner. Don't let her lean on you and use that length.
Like up and underlooked by Neko Glumake, knowing that there is a 6'9" Griner in her length that she has, and Candace Parker checks back in for Essence Carson. Second shot for Neka. Good. Odyssey Sims still on Brian January with that matchup. See how good she is on the defensive end, turning her for back and forth. Griner, good job by Neko Glumake.
Yeah, it's 6'2", battling 6'9".
And not coming up with the foul. We know that the ball is trying to get inside. In January, Sancho left alone at the top of the key. Doesn't fall for her. Maybe she's cooled off from that first half. And there's a foul that is going to be assessed to Brianne January. It's got Odyssey Sims in the back, trying to run out in transition.
Well, LA had numbers. January. Yeah, it's getting lit here, isn't it?
Just a little. Across the board, you know that this is one of the rivalries that everyone talks about. You know that the Sparks, everyone talks about the Lynx and the Sparks at this point with them going to back-to-back finals, but Phoenix and LA have proven to be one of the best shows that you can see in women's basketball time and time again. Ball in. Hecker Gumke trying to find something for Elena Beard. Chelsea Gray just playing Houdini in the paint, saying I should have went up, but that was a good option.
That's exactly right, and Diana Taurasi trying to defend. Once she gets beat, just kind of gives her a chuck to try to slow her down.
But that's the thing, Mary. What Chelsea Gray does so well is her first step and being able to change direction on the drop of a dime.
But the other thing is she's so strong that if you try to get around her, it's like running into a street sign. I mean, she's not going anywhere.
I don't think I'd sign up for running into a street sign. Chelsea Gray has been outstanding so far in this game. One of the consistent players on this squad, and a good reason. With no Jantel Lavender, no Maria Bediva, with no Candace Parker, you still have a solid core on the Sparks team that can get the job done. Misses the free throw. 10-point lead right now by the Sparks. About 5 minutes left in the third quarter. Brianne January at the top of the key. You can see the attention that Brittany Griner is getting on the inside. DeWanna Bonner trying to make things work. And does. Knocks down the baseline jumper. 2 more points for DeWanna Bonner.
Did a nice job of recovering after that steal attempt and getting 2 out of it.
That is the 4th time Elena Beard has been under the basket and come up with a nice offensive board. Getting it done. Another foul called on Phoenix. 52-60 so far. 8-point lead by the Sparks. Don't go anywhere. It's getting chippy, or Mary says it's lit. We'll be right back.
Essence Carson in her 3rd year with Los Angeles, her 11th in the league, really shooting the ball well. Looks comfortable, looks confident, moving well without the basketball, receiving it, she's ready, let it go. Teammates doing a great job of finding her beautiful ball fake there. The rotation impeccable. What a lift she has given this team.
Absolutely, Mary. You said there's no hesitation in her offensive game. We know everything that she can do on the defensive end alongside Elena Beard, but she has been outstanding. Being able to step in with Candace Parker being out the first 3 games and playing that stretch 4 position and not complaining at all, having that mismatch on the inside, but no excuses. She has been outstanding for her team this season.
And our first look at Sid Weiss on the floor for Los Angeles. Great shooter out of Oregon State.
Fan favorite.
Yeah, she is.
Into the Final Four, as you said, with Oregon State. Her senior year, appeared in 28 games in her rookie debut season, averaged about 9 minutes per game, but she can definitely let it fly from outside.
And her teammate, a first-round pick, the 11th overall, Maria Gulich, sitting on the bench for Phoenix.
Griner, not much you can do, and then 4 fouls for Candace Parker. She's just shaking her head.
Yeah, that's some easy offense when she clears that much space and they get her the ball in a clean way.
Especially with that matchup, Candace Parker on Griner, they're going to continue to feed her on the inside with the foul trouble on Candace. Essence Carson trying to dribble her way through. Short for Candace Parker.
Phoenix just has not done a good job of locating the guards for LA, and they've given up a lot of O-boards.
Weiss doesn't fall for her. The crowd is upset about it. Brianne January starting to push the pace for her team in transition. And Transition B by the Sparks. No call there on Sydney Weiss. Raquana Williams comes up with the ball, and Chelsea Gray setting it up.
So some good-looking shots for Los Angeles. Open by Weiss, the miss. Raquana Williams, again, can't find her range on that one, but you're not going to complain about the attempt. But opportunity starting to knock for Phoenix.
Raquana Williams has been that type of player who's been able to just go off on the offensive end. In Dallas, she had 51 points and was able to just set it on fire from there, and still making her way and finding her way in this franchise with the Sparks. But she's been outstanding so far in this season. Her confidence level has gone through the roof offensively. Defensively, we know that she's made a major improvement. Second personal foul.
Carson will step out.
So LA as big as they can get at this point, with both Nneka and Candace Parker on the floor.
Essence Carson goes to the bench. Mon Turner, another foul.
3 shots.
Sydney Weeks, and that's the one thing the coaches say, never foul on the three-point line, and that is there. Yvonne Turner is going to be able to step up to the free throw line and attempt at 3.
Turner out of Nebraska, undrafted in her second year.
This preseason, in the first 2 games of the season, with a calf injury suffered while playing overseas, but she has been one of those players, even in last year, logged a lot of minutes, was an immediate impact, got some playoff experience underneath her belt, and Turner, one of those players where you have to keep your eye out on. She gave them a major lift, doesn't hesitate on the offensive end, and was able to knock a lot of key shots down for them in last season. Drains the second one.
So with Taurasi on the bench, Phoenix has been able to get themselves within 4.
Honestly, trying to get something in the paint, and this is what it comes down to. With Brian Agler saying we need to make sure that we can score while getting the defensive stops, but they haven't been able to string those possessions together. Turner finding DeWanna Bonner. No surprise, going right at Griner. She finds something different. Brian January knocks down the 3. We have ourselves a 1-point game. 60-59 right now with about 2:20 left on the clock. And as you said before, just moving the ball for the Mercury, seeing what you can get. Late rotation by the Sparks.
A 7-0 run by Phoenix.
Mercury foul charge to number 20, Camille Little.
Foul on Camille Little. That'll be her second personal foul. Candace Parker is going to be able to step up to the free throw line.
Number 3, Candace Parker.
It's taken her some time to get adjusted in this game so far.
I'm going to correct myself. That's a 9-0 run by Phoenix. And it really has deflated the building. The energy that was there, you know, the team needs to get it going again, and they do that. Start with defense, pushing some tempo.
And making free throws.
And making free throws helps a lot.
Just joining us right now, Phoenix Mercury has gone on a 9-0 run so far to bring it back within 1, and then Candace Parker makes the free throw to push it to 2, but they are going inside and really trying to see if they can get something in the paint. Little doesn't beat the shot clock, and Mary, as you said before, they're stringing it along on the defensive end. Now can they get some points on the opposite side?
But tip your cap to Raquana Williams. She is guarding Bonner, and I mean, she has given up a massive amount, and they were not able to get the ball in to take advantage of that height disadvantage. And so, shot clock violation, LA. Another opportunity here to build back the lead.
Odyssey Sims with the ball. Nneka at the top of the key. Doesn't fall for Odyssey from deep.
They're going to get
It's a foul against Sparks.
Yeah, they're going to get Raquana Williams.
Raquana Williams with her second personal foul, and with that, there will be an opportunity for Dawana Bonner to step up to the free throw line for free throws. So as you said before, on the defensive end, you get a stop. You're on the opposite side. They pick up a foul, stopping the game. The pace has changed. The energy has changed. Dawana Bonner knocks down the first free throw.
Yeah, LA really felt in control of this game for much of the third quarter. And again, with Taurasi on the bench, they've just been able to really come out and just take control with some of their bench presence. Griner out there doing a nice job.
Sandy Brondello said before the game, this is a team where we knew what we had to improve on. Defensively, we made the adjustments in the offseason, picking up a few players, being January, Sancho Little being two of them. But then also, we have to have consistent scoring. They've been able to do that so far with the defense. Griner, rejection, but they call a foul.
And what happened there was Nneka's out in the corner, and Griner just said, fine, I'm leaving you out there. I am staying put in the paint. So the challenge in here by Odyssey, Baylor blocks Baylor. Odyssey Sims takes it right to...
Didn't see much body there, but Prince on the floor, you can forget about it. Brittany Griner, one of the best shot blockers in this league. Had the record for 11 in a game. She's outstanding. Odyssey Sims, one of those players where you just know that she's one of the most fearless guards in this league. She's going to take it to anybody. Misses the second. 1:07 left on the clock in the third. 62-61, Phoenix Mercury down one. But you have to feel like the momentum is in their favor.
Beard on Taurasi. The triple.
Double team coming down, but who else? Camille Little understanding where the help came from, and it was right in her direction. What do? You dive, you score.
Brittany Griner, the improved passing really opens up the floor. You bring that double or triple, she's finding open people.
Kathy with the ball. 8 seconds left on the shot clock. Finds Elena Beard on the inside. No foul called. A lot of contact on the inside. Elena Beard looking around, trying to get an explanation. But you're going back to that replay, and as you said, the triple team comes, finding Little underneath.
Just a beautiful job passing out of the post, keeping your head up, and Little moving without the basketball. Show a target.
Lonnie Mitchell coming off the screen from Brittany Griner. Diana Taurasi off the bench, comes up, steps up, 2 points.
Yeah, the Mercury have just seized control of the ball game.
5's on the shot. Odyssey Sims trying to take it on her own. 1 second left at the buzzer. Doesn't go down for Kathy Pondexter so far. 65-62 in the third quarter. It's been action-packed so far in this game. Knocking it down for Essence Carson. Don't move anywhere. This fourth quarter is going to be intense. We'll be right back after the break. Welcome back to the Staples Center. And now Phoenix Mercury has a slight lead, 3-point lead over the Los Angeles Sparks. And the Sparks, a little rough on the offensive end. It went last 6 minutes and 33 seconds of the third quarter without scoring, and that's going to be intense. Something that Brian Agler said about his team, that they wanted to score. We can't have spells where we're not finding what we're doing well on the offensive end. At this point, the pace has changed, as you said before.
But look, the bottom line is you go 6:33 without a field goal, and you're only down 3, so you're in great shape. In the second quarter, LA's got 32 points. In the third, just 10. So time to get to work, get back into attack mode, and put some points on the board.
They have all the pieces they need. Nneka, one of those pieces, saying thank you. Finally picks up the foul against Griner.
Griner's become much more of a factor defensively in the paint, challenging just about everything that comes her way.
Her versatility and her footwork has improved. Her career grows in this league, and being able to do just that, move across the lane and defend well.
We can't say enough about the importance of this homestand, the longest of the year, 5 games, 18 days in Los Angeles, because at the end of the season, it is like one long road trip.
That indeed, and they're taking care of business. Home opener, as we said before. They're excited to be home after the 3 games away at the beginning. Lynx, Indiana, as well as Connecticut Sun, and they are here now. Seeing they can hold off and keep that win streak alive against the Phoenix Mercury. Mitchell doesn't connect. Chelsea Gray comes up with it.
We're just team rebounding, just all kinds of sparks, getting after the ball, creating opportunities.
And pushing the pace. The intensity on the offensive end, moving with aggression. Sims lets it fly, drains it, bottom of the net.
Angel, we've talked about it. Her confidence wherever she is on the floor, on both ends, is just oozing. I mean, she is just feeling it.
It's almost like Odyssey Sims waited for the defender to get there for her to knock it down. Just one of those type of players. If I'm on the team, I want her on my squad as well. Sims with the ball again. See if she can make some magic happen. She finds Estes Carson. Finding Nneka on the inside. Doesn't fall. Great defense by Little.
Talk about Sims shooting the 3. All of last year, she made 11 threes.
She'll eclipse that in the season. 65-67. Sparks have a 2-point lead, and turnover. Yvonne Turner bringing the ball up the floor.
Turner's giving them good energy off the bench.
Everything they need, but then just like that, Mary, a turnover.
But I love it in transition. Whoever you got to pick up, you pick up. Nneka's out on the guard, but she's active. Active hands helps create the turnover.
Everything they need. Chelsea Gray slowing down the pace just a little bit, seeing what they can get out of their offense. Sims goes baseline. Nneka underneath. Chelsea Gray with the late whistle, looking like, I know there was a little contact there. But let's take it back just a play or two ago when Sims, Beard found her on the outside. I'll wait, you're not gonna guard me? Bad choice, bottom of the net.
Stepping to the strike for the Sparks, number 12, Chelsea Gray.
Sims, 2 for 3 for her 3-point shot so far. And you talked about just last season, only 11.
Point shooting, an area that LA has just continued to try to improve upon over the last couple of years.
Trying to see if they can extend the floor as she knocks down the free throw. But players such as Sims, Sydney Weiss, Carly Samuelson, 3-point shooters, to see if they can get it down. But right now, the 2 points fall for Sancho Little.
Sancho, I mean, she's playing like an all-star today on a team of all-stars.
She has my vote today, if it counted. Sims with the ball. Sancho Little has been nothing short of fantastic on both ends of the floor.
Shot clock.
2 for 4 for Sims so far from the 3-point line. Diana Taurasi poked from behind by Elena Beard. She's only last year's Defensive Player of the Year. I think that she can find a way to get a couple of stops.
Taurasi, Sandy Brondello talking to the official, saying, hey, what did you see?
Elena Beard like, I'm just running to the other end of the floor. We got the ball, let's get it. Sims with the ball. See how tight Brianne January is playing Chelsea Gray. Almost trying to prevent her from getting the ball. Nneka to the basket. Lost her footing a bit. Comes up with the travel. But grimacing on the way up.
Just sort of skidded right into that move and the turnover. I mean, the good news on the turnover is you get to get back and get on defense, and Candace Parker will be checking in.
Still with the 4 fouls for Candace Parker. Still trying to get her legs underneath her. Waiting to check in Brianne January in the meantime. Being guarded by Odyssey Sims, Little, Estes Carson on her. The matchup for today so far, Diana Taurasi by Elena Beard. Comes up with the deflection in the block.
just classic there, isn't it? January, a real solid defender as well.
On the cleanup and the turnover department for the Sparks, but let's talk about the good. Elena Beard, what a block on one of the best scorers in this league. Not one of the best WNBA's leading scorer altogether, as well from the three-point line with 1,000 threes plus. And another turnover, one to back on either end.
Yeah, missed opportunity for Phoenix. You had Odyssey Sims trying to beat the flash drill with Brittany Griner, and that wasn't going to end well for LA. The pass flies out of bounds.
69-67, about 6 minutes left in this fourth quarter. We've had 9 ties, 7 lead changes. It has definitely gone back and forth, but I'm not surprised. Are you surprised?
No.
This is where it goes.
Griner will get the foul for popping Chelsea Gray.
And as they take a break, so will we. 69-67. Sparks with 2-point lead. We'll be right back after the break. Talk about Brittany Griner and what she's been able to do so far in this game. 14 points.
Nice job busting through that double team there. Too deep, too easy. Triple team. Move without the basketball, Camille Little. That is a beautiful dish by BG. And she picks up her 5th foul with a little embellishment by Chelsea Gray. You really have to be impressed. But some questionable calls on Griner and just not really getting upset about it, staying under control.
Being poised, but as you said on the offensive end, what do you do? Triple team, not there, but what do you do with Nneka Ogwumike when she gets the ball in the paint?
But see, this is what happens. Griner goes to the bench. Suddenly things a lot more open inside, and Nneka knows exactly what to do.
Smart move, and you have to think that's something that they were talking about in the huddle as well before the break ended. First look, first play, goes straight to Nneka in the paint. Now Sparks with a 4-point lead. If you're just with us, 5:29 in the game. Nneka Ogwumike 18, Ray 19, Sims at 14.
Boy, the offensive rebounds by Los Angeles and the second opportunities have been huge.
Definitely been the difference maker for this squad today. You said even with the turnovers, they still found themselves in the game when they were down, but now with a 4-point lead, you have to think it's because of the adjustments they've been able to make without Griner in the game. Another turnover, trying to get the ball into Diana Taurasi by Phoenix.
Great defense on that backdoor cut by Beard.
I feel like we can say that over and over and over again with Elena Beard. She's just outstanding on the defensive end. Sims. Doesn't find anything, picks up a dribble, finds Bill.
Shot clock.
2. 1 on the clock, and there's a foul.
Chelsea
Phoenix.
Boy, just know what's going on. Chelsea Gray looks up and has that, all right, got to go moment and just rifles it inside.
Time and time again, even with the GM surveys with Sue Bird being voted one of the highest guards with the high level of IQ and then court advantage flew, but when you're looking at Chelsea Gray, time and score, 2 seconds left on the clock, who to find? And also you have to credit Elena Beard, diving to the basket, knowing, understanding time and score.
Yeah, giving her an option.
Absolutely. This is the first free throw.
1 shot for Beard.
Elena Beard, 7 rebounds so far in this game, 0 points. Now on the scoreboard.
LA 19 of 26 at the free throw line. They have had a lot of opportunities at the line.
Shooting about 73%, as you said before. Chelsea Gray getting to the line 9 times, knocking 6 down, but so far Nneka Ogwumike, the only perfect on free throw line, but Sancho Little on the inside, having an outstanding night so far. 20 points for her, 10 for 13 from the field, 5 rebounds to add to that stat.
Yeah, she's been fantastic, defensively doing the job as well. Oh.
And that's where Chelsea Gray shines. As you said before, she can come off the screen, shoot as well, but it's what she's able to do on the block with her body as a guard going against Bree in January.
Yeah, January didn't have much choice. The strength of Gray to just kind of throw her body into January, really making that shot available.
Well, we're back next Sunday for another rivalry showdown as the Sparks host the Minnesota Lynx. Don't miss Sparks versus Lynx next Sunday at 2 p.m. right here on Spectrum Sports Net. I'll be here. Mary Murphy will be here. Hope you'll join us as well.
And I'm going to guess Minnesota's going to clean up some of those turnovers we saw in Game 1. Very uncharacteristic.
Sure, we've talked about her squad and just a lack of understanding of why they weren't going at Eka sooner in the game, and she has some new pieces as well with Kaiser and also Renee Montgomery leaving the squad and going to the Atlanta Dream, so that'll be interesting. But then also, it's going to be a different look for the Sparks as well, adding back Candace Parker, and you have to think that they'll have Jantel Lavender as well. Dewana Bonner on the baseline, can't get anything to Chelsea Gray. Steps on the sideline, no shots, 1 second left on the clock, doesn't matter. Turnover, Phoenix Mercury.
The attention to detail. Get in the stance. I'm not going to let you turn the corner on me. Great defensive possession by Chelsea Gray.
So far, 16 turnovers for the Phoenix Mercury. Sims with the ball. Candace Parker, one of the best passers on this team as well. And right on cue, Kathy Pondexter.
Wow, you were like seeing the future there, weren't you?
Right there. I love that. Candace Parker with the deposit. Kathy Pondexter cashing it in at the rim. What a pass, Murphy, right here. Pinpoint. Welcome back to Staples Center. Right now, the Sparks up 75-69 on the Phoenix Sun, but Griner immediately scoring on the inside, making it a 5-point game, 71-76.
Beautiful set coming out of that timeout by Sandy Brondello in Phoenix.
Odyssey. Took no good, but another second chance opportunity just doesn't fall for Nneka Ogwumike.
Point blank, Griner just rejects.
Diana Taurasi on the floor, still figuring it away.
Sims all over it.
January. Turnover number 17. Nneka Ogwumike showing her she can get her a pass or two to her teammate Candace Parker as well.
And Sandy Brondello with the, we can't be giving away points at this juncture. And that's right, the bigs of LA in transition, the playmaker.
See there. Nothing else you can do. Nneka Ogwumike pushing it out in transition.
Come on, CP.
Finding her.
It's just awesome.
The whole time down, right?
And that's your bigs. That's your big lineup.
Nneka Ogwumike happy to see her teammate Candace Parker back in action. Finds her underneath. All smiles for CP3.
But what keyed the whole thing? Just great defense, forcing the poor pass, and then push ahead. Take easy points if you can get them. Go get them.
And the Mercury have not found an answer for that yet. Once they find Griner on the inside, it's like the Sparks are on the other end, pushing in transition, something they've been able to do so well, and scoring 23 points off of the turnovers that Phoenix has. 78-71. Phoenix Mercury down, 71. Another foul called.
Coach Brondello approaching midcourt with a really, you've got to be kidding. Taurasi shaking her head.
You don't see a big reaction from Diana Taurasi. She's just shaking her head. You got to be a little worried. Ogwumike with the ball.
No reason to be in a hurry.
Time is definitely on their side. 7-point lead so far for the Sparks. Chelsea Gray. Nice touch, shooter's touch in the paint.
Doing the bump.
In January, level of intensity going up Elena Beard was right there with the block, but a foul was called before then. Chelsea.
January is a great defensive player. And Gray just says, I'm going to go to my strength, and that she does. And as you look at the scoreboard, you think about a year ago, LA goes 6-0, averages 86 a game, gives up 73 a game to Phoenix. They are right on target.
Little. It's everything but the rim. Sims with the ball, passing it up to Candace. Nothing there. And as you said before, time is definitely on the Sparks side. 1 minute and 20 seconds left. 9-point lead for the Sparks. Well, when in LA, well, there was a trip there. Feet got caught up. Brianne January right there with Nneka Ogwumike. Not much as you can say about that.
That's exactly right. What are you going to do? But get to work on the defensive end.
Time and score for the Mercury.
Beard all over Taurasi.
Double team, attracted by Griner. Shot doesn't fall, but will step up to the free throw line for 2.
And on that possession, Beard just all over Taurasi. She's not paying attention to help. She's not paying attention to rotation. She's just going wherever Diana goes. Don't give her a free look at the bucket.
I think that's definitely in the game plan. Griner missing the first free throw. Nneka Ogwumike in the meantime picks up her 5th foul on that play, but bringing that double team alongside Candace Parker. Great job by Brittany Griner picking up the foul there. And they bring that full court press just a little bit, slowing down the Sparks, seeing if they can turn them over.
Crowd rising. Think about it. LA starts the season against 3 teams that could win championship. Minnesota, Connecticut, Phoenix. And you come out 3-1. This is a terrific start for Los Angeles. Candace Parker's first game back. Jantel Lavender not here yet. The #1 draft pick. You're still waiting for Maria Vadiva. I mean, a lot of good things going on, and this bench rising up and contributing. It's a big, big game today.
Short-handed to the outside world. Everyone but the Sparks organization, understanding what they have on this roster, knowing the pieces that they have and what they've worked on, and those back-to-back appearances. They got the title in 16 and then falling short in the 5th game, but they know what they have on their roster, and you can see the level of urgency they have each game.
Timeout, Phoenix.
Be a good time to talk about some nice replays that we've had today. And today's replay of the game is brought to you by the LA Sparks, my key partner, Equity Trust Life Insurance Company.
No surprise. The trust everyone has in Chelsea Gray to make big plays.
Well, we've adopted the nickname Clutch. Odyssey Sims named the great Chelsea Gray that and said, you know what, everyone else is surprised but us. The ball is getting in her hands, especially in their first game, understanding there's a lot on the line. Think about it. They had to sit through a ring ceremony for the Lynx. They had so much on their plate at that time. They don't have Candace Parker. They don't have Jantel Lavender. So what? We have the pieces that we have, and as you said before, Brian Agler is not going to let up on them. And they did exactly what they needed to do, and right now taking care of business against the Phoenix Mercury.
It's the start of a 5-game homestand. Phoenix, Minnesota, Seattle, Chicago, Atlanta, and then the road begins. So good to settle in. The goal now, finish it. Finish this one.
38 seconds left on the clock, and the ball goes to Yvonne Turner, and just like that, another turnover. Something you don't want to see coming right out of a timeout. It's just how it's been for the Mercury. No foul going for the Mercury until now, and You can see the contact there by Sancho Little. They missed the first one, but they finally catch the second one. Odyssey Sims. See if she can step up for the free throws.
That's her 5th personal.
You talked about Chelsea Gray and what she's been able to do. Neko Gumake being Neko Gumake. Candace Parker back in the lineup and had some early foul trouble, but good to see her out there. But what stood out to you in today's game?
Everyone that contributed, and the poor start, and everyone in the building kind of like, when's it going to start? And, you know, it wasn't the best game that we've ever seen Candace Parker play. She's, you know, not in double figures, but just what every piece of the puzzle is able to contribute. Kind of shut down Taurasi. Beard does what she does. Gray and Sims, dynamic together. You bring Raquana, Essence Carson hit some big shots. But the ability to defend Griner and Taurasi and just kind of don't let them dominate the game. Certainly Sancho Little was terrific, but just not enough.
Handling the level of adversity at the beginning of the game, as you said before, getting into the paint, finding Griner early, finding Little early in the paint, but they were able to do that. Reminder, next Sunday we're back for another rivalry showdown as the Sparks host the Minnesota Lynx. You do not want to miss that. Next Sunday at 2 p.m. right here on Spectrum Sports Net.
Yeah, it's going to be interesting to see if Little Ball continues with how opportunistic LA's been able to be, flying around defensively, creating steals, getting out in transition. It's been highly effective so far. Not by choice, but they've gotten it done.
You do what you got to do with what you have, and they've been able to stand out with it. Diana Taurasi lets the three go. Rare miss, but nonetheless it does. About 20 seconds left on the game clock.
Big win.
Phoenix Mercury is going to let them dribble the ball out. About 9 seconds left, and Chelsea Gray started him off, and what an outstanding player she's been, and another good home opening win by the Los Angeles Sparks.
And the goal by LA is always to win the season series. A great start. Go up 1-0 against Phoenix.
80-72 for the Sparks. First win at home. Well, for Mary Murphy, I am Angel Gray saying so long from the Staples Center, where the final score is 80-72. Be sure to catch our next Sparks telecast next Sunday at 2 p.m. when the Sparks take on the Minnesota Lynx. Till next time, we'll see you.